Tell me a bit more about how these preparations would normally go about. So Trooper or whoever it is, Germany or Freddy Krueger, they would sit down and would say, study the next sound and say, okay, them can play this and that, so I can counteract it with this or that tune, and then approach specifically those artists to get dubs. Or how do you go about that?
All right. It seems like you have a pretty good understanding of the whole thing. Because if you're going to clash with a sound system and you plan to beat that sound, then you're going to have to study the person, know something about the person, know his weak point, know his strong points. Mm-hmm. And he may have some songs that you consider serious songs, and it's pointless to get the same song, so you try to find a way to counteract it, because if the person played the song before you, you're going to have to play something that can discredit that song or knock it out. So Trooper spent his time preparing for the clash. He did all that he was supposed to do. He did his background work, find the artist that he needed, and actually you don't just leave up everything to the artist, because you have to get pen and paper and work out the lyrics and guide the artist how you want to present the song, what to say, prepare your punchline, and he did a good job.
How did he do it actually technically? Because today, okay, I can go on the internet, I Google XYZ sound, and then I might find an audio and can check that. But back in those days, that wasn't possible, right? So he would have cassette tapes from Clash.
It was much more difficult back in the days. You wouldn't be able to know everything that you need to know. But you listen cassette tapes, and as long as you know enough and you know to handle yourself, and sometimes a little bluffing too.
But would he or the others be frustrated when things didn't work out as they had planned it? Or what if he played a song and then all of a sudden the next sound had the counteraction for that? Or so?
Well,
or is it really something to, okay, all right, it's a competition, but once that's over, that's it?
In this business, every sound system know what they are up against, and they know the game. And you have to know how to conduct yourself and what to do. As you say, that dance turned out, well, as some would say, the greatest clash ever in sound system business. And after so many years, there's a lot of people still hurting, because from time to time, there's a forum they call Sound Clash Fraternity. And people quarreling about it same way. And everybody know the result of the dance. And some people refuse to accept what happened.
You mentioned at some point in this conversation, you mentioned spliced dub plate.
Yeah.
And you know how in some way or another, some people might be able to cheat and might still win the dance or the clash. That is a thing that frustrated you or people at Jaro when you lost over a fake thing?
It's frustrating, but what you gonna do about it? That not going reverse nothing. I know personally of a clash, a big clash that we were involved in one time. And somebody played a fake song, and the person won the clash.
Yeah, I can recall something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
And some people was annoyed and they expected the selector or us as a crew to defend it. But it's a sport, so you move on.
And you are in the business now, I mentioned in the beginning, 54 years now. You are now relocating, so this whole dub plating will continue. you still playing also. How was the pandemic like for you all of a sudden when you weren't able to play for the people anymore?
Well, during the pandemic, it was really hard. But this is something we didn't have any control over. And you have to find a way to live with the things you can't do nothing about until you can do something. Mm-hmm. And in our case, we just had to protect ourselves and wait until the pandemic move on. Mm-hmm. And thank God, well, it's not totally gone yet, but things improve a whole lot. And the gate is open now, mm-hmm. and dance is up and running again.
Mm-hmm. And also, Jaro, your son is now on board of the sound system and is carrying on the works. So, what are the plans for Jaro?
Well, all right. It's a pity that David wasn't here because he would be the right person to answer that. But 2019. David had the Killamanjaro 50th anniversary. And although I was grooming David from birth, and the time came when I handed over the sound to him. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of plans, but soon after that was 2020, and COVID visited and slowed down things. But David have a whole lot of plans. He mentioned some of them to me, and I support him, and I will be behind him as long as I can.
Tell me a bit about the relationship of you and the sound system. Because, 54 years, that's like a child, right? What role does the sound play in your life?
The sound is like a part of me, and I as I tell them, I believe maybe one day they might find me dead in a dance hall, because I'd like to be with the sound until the last day. Mm-hmm. And it's like it gives me breath. It's the breath that I breathe. I can't do without it. Mm-hmm. And it's like the blood that runs in my vein. It's weird to be talking like this, and most people might not understand. But sound system is actually a part of me.
And what aspect is the one you enjoy the most? Is it the dance actually entertaining the people? Is it the technical aspect of making the perfect acoustic sound, or what is it that you love the most?
Well, I can't tell you what I love the most. I love everything, because one, I try to get the sounding the best I can get it to sound. Mm-hmm. And I continuously, I like technology, and I continuously try to update myself with technology, find out how to improve things, find out how to make things better. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, it's a joy to listen to the sound system playing. And it's another joy to watch people enjoying the sound system that I put together. Mm-hmm. So it's everything.
So what music do you enjoy the most, playing and also listening to at the same time on your sound system, or maybe also dub plates? Some people might say Johnny Osborne, Reason, and dub plates playing in the ghetto, those are the Jaro anthems. Do you have specific dub plates or a song that you say, those are the dearest to my personal heart?
Well, when it comes on to dub plates, you see, I like them all, and it would be unfair to start calling names, because every artist, I'm not going to tell you every single song that a particular artist did for Killamanjaro was my favorite, but every artist, because dub plate is something special, and there must be a reason why you go to an artist and want him to do this song for you. because that song means something to you and you like that song. So it's a whole lot. And almost every artist that we ever voice, there are songs that is very, very dear to me. I mean, when those playing the dance hall, it's like I get goose pimples.
But did you actually record all the doublets of Jaro yourself?
No, I didn't. In the early days, I did most, if not all, by myself. But, you know, there's nothing you can do all by yourself. And when things reach a certain size, you need help. And thank God I got some good help. Some great people work on the sound over the years, and without them, I wouldn't be here talking to you now, because I couldn't have done everything myself. And then the last big help I get is my son, because we can go to the dance now, and if I feel like tired, I don't have to do nothing, and David know exactly what to do. And very proud I am.
Yeah, man, you can be, rightfully. Yeah. But speaking of that, so whoever comes on board of Killamanjaro, what does it take? Because a lot of people, I figure, wanted to play on the sound and did not get to do it. What are the criteria where you say, all right, come and play on the sound? Because, I mean, this is obviously such a precious thing to you personally. You trusted it to somebody else. What does it take for them to be part of Jaro?
All right. What I usually do, you know, I like to give people a chance. And if somebody is expressing some interest in the sound system and they can show enough interest, I give them a chance. And I started to watch how they work. And one of the greatest qualifications you need to become a part of Jaro, you have to love music seriously. And if you love money first, you're going to neglect the sound because money on your mind. But if you love music, you will excel with music so much that the music will make money for you. And if somebody is not showing the amount of love for music itself, I don't want to be in their company at all. Because if you really love the music, you know, I won't have to worry about you and the sound, you know. You will do your job.
So how you love music, you mentioned you're still going at a dance, you're still playing at a dance. You enjoy those evenings. What you enjoy the most of it?
As I say, I enjoy everything, you know, but when the sound set up and start to play, and some of the time we might play some instrumental songs without any voices and listen to the instruments coming through the sound system. It's a good feeling.
And you will have that feeling more often now. Thank God now we can keep dance again. Jaro is still the boat and playing, right?
Yes, now that the COVID is on its way out, it's a big joy for me because we get more opportunities to play the sound system.
So Jaro is still the boat, and the 54 years is just the beginning. So you'll continue the works, David will continue the works, and the rest of the crew will continue the works. I'm glad to hear that. This space will relocate so on to the next 50-something years, right?
Yes, well, I completed my 50 years, you know, and David started his 50. Yeah.
For David, and also, of course, for you still, I wish you all the very best for the sound system, for your personal life. Really appreciate this conversation we had. It's always a joy to talk to you, Mr. Harper. Enough love and respect, and thank you so much for this history lesson today.
Thank you very much, Munchy, and it was nice meeting with you again for this interview.